Welcome to Bikes, Boats, and Bivouacs. Today, we're riding the PA Tail of the Dragon. Joining me on this trip, Triple B international travel correspondent, Skinny Jack Jumbo. Okay, we're ready. Now in this video we're doing the second half of the PA Tail of the Dragon, which is Route 125 from 209 up to the town of Shamokin. And the further up we get, the more intense these turns become. So you'll see that there are approximately 46 turns on this section of the ride. If you haven't seen it already, there is a video that I did on PA Tail of the Dragon Part 1, and you can find that video. I'll put a link at the end of this one so you can get to it if you haven't seen it. And that part is on Gold Mine Road. And then in between Gold Mine Road and 125, Route 125, is 209, 325 and 209, and that's what connects these two sections. The entire ride is about an hour with both sections, but you could do either Gold Mine Road or PA 125 as an individual ride. And one thing you'll notice on this ride and Part 1, even though we go through these little towns or villages, there's not a lot of gas stations around. So you want to make sure you fill up your tank right before you start the ride. I want to point out that that intersection that we just went through was Route 25. So you want to make sure you look at those numbers the right way to make sure you're on the right road. You want to stay on 125, not turning onto 25. On this route, there is an awful lot of canopy shade from the larger trees, so you do go into some open areas, but a good portion of the ride is shaded. One of the things that helps produce all these turns is PA 125 goes up over the ridge to the town of Shamokin. So the turns are created in the switchbacks to get over these particular ridges. So that's why this particular road is so much fun to ride on. Now, if you look off into the distance, when we crest this hill, you can see the ridges way out in the distance. So those are kind of the ridges that we're going over. And of course, the road doesn't go straight over the hill. So that creates those turns that we were talking about, getting up and down these ridges as we cross over them. Now here you see a section where we're out in the open, crossing open fields, but that next mountain ridge right ahead of us is where the next series of switchbacks are going to be that we get to cross over. Even though we made a left-hand turn and it looked like we went on a different road, we are still following PA 125. So, the road, here you see another turn to the right, but we're still on PA 125. It just weaved through some of these older roads. Now as we start to work our way over this ridge, down this side and up the other, you're going to run into a series of turns that are much quicker than you have seen so far in this video. These turns are a lot of fun, going through these turns and the twists. But one thing that we don't have on this ride that I love are old tunnels. Even going under bridges. I love, with my 2-in-1 exhaust on the switchback, to just roll on that throttle and listen to that roar of those pipes underneath tunnels and bridges. And we didn't hit any of those on this ride, not a one. For those of you new to the channel, I just wanted to let you know that first of all, you should subscribe. It's free, helps me out. But I ride a 2013 Harley Dyna Switchback with the 103 cubic inch engine, 6-speed transmission, belt drive. And Skinny Jack Jumbo, the guy I'm riding with today, he is on his Suzuki C50, so that's about an 800cc motor with a 5-speed trans. And for the riding we do, his bike is fine for him. 800 cc's will get you on 99% of the rides that we do, because we don't do a lot of high-speed highway riding. So I just wanted to point out, you don't need a big motorcycle to do these rides. You could do these rides on a one of those dual sport Yamaha 250s if you wanted to. Many of you know that Marie has switched bikes from her Suzuki Savage 650 to a Harley Sportster 1200 low. And she thought about doing this ride with us, but she just felt she was too new on that bike. She'd only had it out 2 or 3 times on the road, so she didn't feel comfortable enough to take the longer ride and run through all those turns. So that's why she is not with us on this particular ride, but she has expressed an interest in maybe doing this ride a little later, and she continues to practice with her new bike, and is doing really, really well. If you're interested in getting a look at my switchback, Jack C50, Marie's Savage 650, or her 1200 low, on my YouTube channel, I do have a playlist on just the bike reviews, so you can take a look at those bikes just looking at that particular playlist. That just makes it a little easier for you. Now this ride, I am doing this on a weekday, so you can see we rarely ran into any traffic on this ride, just a couple cars. So during the week, really not that crowded. On the weekend, you will see more bikes on these roads, and you'll see a little bit more traffic, but primarily a lot of the bikers are riding on Saturdays or Sundays when they don't have to go to work. So you would see additional folks. Now we're coming into the town of Shamokin. So we're going through to the other side of the town near Route 61. There is a place, it's a little drive-in called Speckenberg's that I read about, and I heard their fried chicken's really good. So that's where we're going to terminate this ride. It's just outside of Shamokin, so we want to check it out there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a fun ride, and I'm definitely going to do this ride again when Marie's on a 1200 low. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Also give that video a thumbs up and ring that notification bell, and you'll know every time I put up a new video. But more important than all that, go have some fun out there. Thanks for watching.